Hey everyone, it's Mercy here. Welcome to this video. Today we're going to be looking at getting you better at Warzone. Okay, so this is a video for you guys. If you're really struggling, you've got like a 0.5 KD, 0.7 KD, you want to get into a positive KD setting, maybe even higher, this video is for you. Before we get onto anything, if you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, comment, whatever you want to do to help the algorithm. Be really appreciative. I'm trying to get the series of these videos up and getting more people to see it so they can get better at games like Warzone, okay? So the reason I'm doing these videos, I started off just like everyone in the pandemic, had nothing else to do, started playing computer games. I only had an Xbox at the time and a Mac that was no good for PC gaming, even though in the past I was a PC gamer at Modern Warfare 2, World of Warcraft. Those were kind of my games I played, but I haven't actually done proper PC gaming in about 10 years. So played on the Xbox. My KD was about a 0.5. 0.6 when I started. I suck. I'm happy to say I suck at FPS games on console, on controller. Moved over to PC and instantly was a little bit better. Okay, was probably up to a 0.7, 0.8 KD, but found I need to get better quickly. And I'm a coach, I'm a teacher. I need to find out drills, activities, things I could do to get myself better, that wasn't just running into a game, spending 20 minutes trying to get a loadout and then dying, okay? Stuff that can get better and have actually real world applications. Like I could do these drills and I would see a market improvement when I went back into Warzone. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to give you one of the first drills that we're going to set up here. In order to do these drills and use these methods, you're going to need a couple of things, okay? Obviously you've got Warzone already. That's the whole reason you're doing this. And you're going to want preferably Modern Warfare, just because that's the engine that Warzone is using, okay? It's using the Modern Warfare engine, so you need a copy of that, the multiplayer copy, because we're going to be going into private matches to do some drills for this. You could potentially do this with Black Ops multiplayer private matches. I've not tried to do it because for me, it's not the right engine, so I wouldn't want you are technically using a different engine. It feels slightly different, so it's not going to get that same feel. But first things first, what we want to do is we want to get ourselves kind of set up. I'm not going to go through any of the settings videos. There are plenty of videos out there to look at settings, okay? But one setting I am going to tell you about is this. People keep talking about mouse sensitivity and stuff like that, so I'm going to go through my philosophy and how I work out what kind of sensitivity I want in a game that seems to have worked well for me so far, okay? So when you go into our settings, we've got our mouse sensitivity here. I don't worry about any of these multipliers here. And in terms of ADS, I'm not worried about anything like this. If you want to go and see other streamers, top streamers, and how they do their kind of, if they do any distance coefficients or anything like that, feel free. But we're literally talking about this here, as well as the DPI setting on your mouse. It kind of doesn't matter, the DPI setting on your mouse, unless you want to get to super low numbers, okay? So because I'm already on a 4 here. But my DPI setting on my mouse is 1200 DPI. Okay, so what you'll see from different streamers is they might have 800 DPI, but to get the same sensitivity as me, this might go up to like a 5, 6, 7. And actually, we're actually getting the same amount of distance covered. But it's just, we're just using different settings. There are two settings you have to worry about. DPI, which for me, the DPI I use is the DPI that's comfortable when I'm not gaming. So how I can actually, if I need to work on the computer, if I need to browse, if I need to do editing, what's the DPI setting that's going to get me the best experience for that? And so for me, that's 1200 DPI. That means I can work happily without having to drag my mouse across my table in order to like open up a file. So then it comes down to, for me, mouse sensitivity in game, okay? And this will be different. There'll be different bars and stuff depending on the game you're playing. So Warzone's not going to be around forever. So this is why I'm going to give you a tip of what I do to find out what my sensitivity is going to be. And we're going to show that in a private match here. the sensitivity you're going to have is going to be based on this, the space that you guys have got. Some of you want to get better at aiming, and you've got a mouse pad that's like a quarter the size of this. Yeah, you got a mouse pad that's about that big. That's fine. You are then going to have quite a high sensitivity, and you're going to do a lot of wrist flicks like that. And there are a lot of streamers that do it. If you look at Godku, Godku's one of the best snipers I've ever seen. I didn't realize he played his sensitivity so high. I think he's got his sensitivity up at like a 7, which is insane. It means he can hit shots and turn on people like that really quick, just a flick of the wrist, but it's an insanely high setting, okay? But essentially, for me, I got a giant mouse pad. I didn't get one that extends along the desk, but this, for me, gives me enough space to get used to moving my arm, okay? And so the way I always figure out my sensitivity in games is literally, if you look at if I'm going to put it in the center here, so I'm going to put my mouse in the center, my character's facing upright, and I'm literally going to move it . And so to get to the edge of the mouse pad, that will give me a 180-degree turn. So that gives me a 180-degree turn. So I know in my settings, if I need to turn on someone, I just go to the edge of the mouse pad. Or if you want to do a 360, you've got to come all the way to this side of the mouse pad. And you can do it, okay? I don't do a lot of 360s, you can see. So that's how I figure it out for me. That's what I want. And I think that's kind of what, so whatever mouse mat you've got, you basically want to go edge to edge, and you should be able to spin 180 degrees. Or 360 degrees, sorry, from edge to edge. Once you've got that sorted, you kind of know where you are, you know. You can now use all the available space, and you can get used to using that available space. You can get that muscle memory in for using your arm to use that available space, okay? Now we've done that, we're going to get onto the drills. So now to get onto the drill itself. So the first drill I'm going to show you in this series is literally going to be, this is just for you to start getting better at the game, start getting better at general movement and stuff like that. And it's kind of a self-challenge, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to go to game setup, go to a map that you're familiar with. So I always choose shoot house, because whenever I've leveled a gun, I'm either in shoot the ship. So shoot house, you know the map, you know the terrain. So you can focus on, literally you can focus on movement, choosing those angles, making those shots, okay? Team deathmatch, absolutely. You can set a longer time limit, but you can do, let's say, a 15-minute drill or 75 to 100 points, whichever comes first. The idea is to hit this target in that time. This is the important one for Warzone, okay? Max health in Warzone, 250 points, okay? That's a fully plated player in Warzone. It's 250 points. That's what we want, okay? You could do allow revives. We're not going to do that today. You can do that, and we'll do that in a future drill to kind of plan how to kind of disable teams going forward. But for today, this is our basic drill, so we're not going to do that. And then we're going to go back, and we're going to go to bot setup, okay? So what do you want to do here is we're going to go 1v quads, okay? Easy enough to do. You're not going to get overrun by the bots, which can happen if you do more, especially if you go up to, you know, 5, 6, or up to the max, which is about 11, I think. And what you want to do is mixed. So you want to have guys, you know, you want to have the recruit level bots that are literally just standing there like shooting at the sky, but actually you want the bots that are they're going to want to shot headshot you, okay? So that's fine. Once you've done that, start your match. Okay, make sure you've got a loadout that you want to use. Just any kind of, we're not looking at getting better at individual guns here, guys, okay? We're not looking at getting better at individual guns, we're looking at getting better overall. So if you want to use the AMAX as kind of a standard AR, and the MP5 as kind of a standard SMG, that's fine. We're not going to do sniping today. I'm going to tell you about that. I'll tell you why. Well, the reason we're not going to do sniping today is because snipers, even at headshots, in Modern Warfare, don't get down 250 health. Okay, so Now we're in this game we're playing. The goal here for you guys, this first drill that we've loaded up, the goal here is to get to that 75 point mark, but your aim is to kill only with headshots. So we've not set it to only headshots so far, because that's like an extra skill level that we're going to go up to. But so far, we're just going to go for headshots, okay? This is where you can work on things like drop shotting, you can work on slide cancelling, all those things. You can work on things like on how and when to change your weapons in order to effectively use your ammo, especially in scenarios where you've got a couple of people in close quarters. And that's all we're going to do. And we're going to repeat this over and over again. Hopefully you beat the bots. And to start off with, you might not, you know. This game is tough, and you can do this on I know I've said this is for mouse and keyboard players, but actually you can do this with the sticks on console or on PC if you've got a controller. Okay, you can do this on those things as well, and work on your sensitivities and stuff like that. Okay, another note on this. The other thing I recommend you do is make sure your field perk is an ammo box, okay? Because running around like this, you're probably going to survive. You're not going to get many deaths, so you are going to run out of ammo, okay? Especially if you're getting used to like increasing your accuracy, you're going to have a lot more missed shots. Got my headset on, so I'm not necessarily listening at the moment, but this is where you can start sticking your headset on, get used to listening for sounds, trying to listen for that directional sound where players are. And we'll do more drills when we talk about movement, but literally all we're doing now, this is the first step. It's literally practicing getting those shots in. You start hitting your shots, you start taking down, yes, they're bots, but you start taking them down much faster. You kind of see the value. Ah! The value in doing what, I mean, my thing, I get this from, and I recommend you watch him thinned. If you watch how quickly he takes someone down, and this is stuff that he does, or has done in the past at least, for kind of warm-ups and stuff. But you see, when he hits shots, how many of them are headshots. Like how quickly he takes someone down. It's nothing to do, I mean, it's to do with positioning and stuff like that. But it's headshots, man. It's all headshots. And that's another thing we need to talk about. So I know for a fact, and I'm still working on this, still to this day, tracking. We're going to do a separate episode on tracking. There's another program that I use to kind of practice and improve tracking. But tracking is massive. Predicting where people are going and being able to follow it. And that will help with the change in sensitivity. If you've got the right sensitivity, you'll be able to track much better. And the other thing about tracking, so people talk about, you know, again, you might hear them talk about Symphony, he gets his accusations, and a lot of it is like, he's predicting movement, he's tracking predicted movement, he knows how quickly people can move when they go behind an object, and he's predicting roughly the patterns of movement. So we saw someone coming across here, there he is. We saw that earlier. I would have predicted if that was a normal human, he'd be running across here. So we could probably line that up pretty well. This drill is not specifically designed for certain movements and stuff like that. You can get used to that. You can get used to things like automatically mounting up, and getting your shots off, getting off and stuff like that. We will have separate drills for all that. Ah, heard him, and oh, heard him on my speakers. We will do separate drills for all of that. This is a whole package. Because everyone's going to have different strengths, everyone's going to have different weaknesses. Oh, straight to the face. Oh my goodness. Destroyed. Everyone's going to have different strengths and different weaknesses. Did we get it? Did we get 67? Oh, 66. So that's it, guys. 8 deaths, 66 kills. That's kind of the thing you're aiming for. If you're getting killed more, that's fine. If you're getting killed a lot, then maybe decrease the bots, or you might be on the wrong map. This is a nice spread out map. You could probably add 1 or 2 more bots, but on times when I've done that, if you get to like six bots you're going up against, it can get a bit crowded. You basically get into scenarios where they all bunch up, and you're not really getting a good experience when they're kind of all lining up like that. You want to be able to like turn a corner and face an opponent like that and get your shots in. The thing I love Shoot House as well is you do have those long distance shots that you can make, and you can do those short distance shots as well. So that's our first video. We're going to do more of these. We're going to talk about how we get better with our first landing in Warzone. We're going to talk about how we get better with snipers, and how we can fine tune those skills and things like tracking and stuff like that. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please click like, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff that happens on YouTube that helps me sort of promote this channel a little bit more. And see you next time.